Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, Dale? Hope you're well. Now, today I had hoped to finish the Corolla, and I was just doing a couple of little things, checking how well they would fit and how it all operated. And it was right about then it went, let's get a little more thwack comfortable. And the way they suggest assembly takes place in the assembly instructions is not the way I would roll. I've since assessed what the situation is, but lest it make me grumpy again, I've decided that I will, for today at least, and I might just finish that off stream in the car, I am going to give myself a fresh perspective on everything and just start a newie. And what I'm starting is, do I have the lid here? No, I don't. It's, don't even have a picture of it on the assembly sheets. Dakota C-47. It's the 80th anniversary of D-Day today. Not today, this year rather. So we are going to get stuck down into doing a C-47 for that, depending on how much time I have before D-Day and when I've gotten this completed, I might do some more D-Day related things. We shall see. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, today we're going to get stuck into some detailing on the C-47 cockpit. That's the nuts and bolts. Meanwhile, cheers. Light goes on. And get you a better view. Now, I've been somewhat remiss, I must say. Now, here's just the bits we're going to be working on. In fact, not even that, in truth. I can probably save myself a few little hassles here and there. Now, let's have a look at these figures. There's a bit of a seam. We can get to work. Really now. I'm going to trim that off because we don't need that at all. Now, they're good pilot figures, I must say. Nice clear detail on them. I'll give you a zoom in. Yeah, look at that. We can have a bit of fun with them. It's been a while since I've had to do pilots. But that's fine. And yeah, we'll do a little bit of... Now, this is where we need to make it. Here's how we're going to do this. I've got a plan. You see what I'm thinking? Actually, no, I'm going to leave that magnification there for the moment, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. The reason I'm doing that is because there's a seam on that side. We need to put a wee bit of filing on. A wee bit of filing there. And then a little bit in between the legs there. Then we'll get able to do some good detailing on that. And the same detail here now. I know what you're going to say. Do you really think anyone's going to notice? No, I will. Now, so that's our pilots. We can possibly get onto them today, depending on factors X, Y, and Z. The other bit I want to get to is this. Now, let's have a good close look. Oh, yeah. Anyway, actually, I'll tell you, this is one of the ways to get a good close look, is using the camera. Right. So, I just want to see if there's anything I need to really... Not really. Wonder what I can do. Okay, got some ideas anyway. Now, our backboard is going to be black. And that raised square with the middle line, I reckon we'll go a dark grey. Now, actually, that's a bit tricksy. The reason I'm viewing that as a bit tricksy. Ooh, just noticing something. Give me my goggles for a moment. Hang on, I'll zoom out just for a moment. Otherwise, you'll see jack shit. Here's something to consider, kids. Give me a moment. I've seen something that might get me a bit excited. It might. And it might necessitate a slightly different approach, but it might be worth it. Give me a moment. Ooh. Ooh, that would be tricky. Doable, maybe. Whew, Jesus. Okay, what I'm considering here, guys, is whether or not. Okay, here we go. Zoom in. Now, if you look really closely, you'll see we've got our backboard. We've obviously got that square area. We've got the dials, or gauges rather. But what I'm noticing is that there is a very fine line around the edge of each of these. Now, what I'm thinking is, can I define that edge? How to go about it on these things? I reckon I can. I need to think about this a bit. Partly things I need to consider are what colours I'm going to use. I can use a bit of overlapping options. Okay, now, first things first. Zoom out. I'm going to take my goggles off. Now we're going to need a combination of dark greys and metallics for the dash overall. Now what I want to do first, look, these wheels are not needed for this purpose. We can cut there. Rubbin. I'd like to give myself enough space to. There we go. Actually, that's good. If I do that, the advantage of that would be that I could be, if I slice them off, actually, I want to be able to hold it there. So where have I done that cut? I did a cut somewhere. I see I trimmed it there, so it's not attached to there. There we go. Nice and easy. So Jesus. There we go. Right. And there as well. Deary me. Right. I've still got a wheel attached. At least I can fix that too. Might as well get them all off. Get them out of the way. Oh, hey, how you doing? Now, if either of you fine gentlemen would like to join on the screen, or Dale, I think you're still getting your camera sorted from memory. I think it was you. Yeah. Now, anyway, let's have a closer look at this now. I've got everything out of the way that I want out of the way, namely the wheels. Rip. Now, if I want to do the edges of the gauges, what colour will I do them in? The backboard is black. Actually, I have a cunning plan. Actually, oh, that's pedantry, but it would still show. Here we go. Got a plan. Okay, now the edge of gauges typically are actually a very glossy black, but they're still black. I have a glossy black in an acrylic. We can go maybe flat black around the rat side and do our gauges dark grey. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Well, here we go. Now, the way I'm going to do this, by the way, I might as well give you a bit of a zoom in on, or let you explain that, is I'm going to go for the glossy black first, and fundamentally I can be a little clumsy with it in as much as I'm going to be putting flat black. If I keep it on the outside, just not on the gauges, but just around the outside, I can then be a little delicate with when I put the flat black on. Boom. Now the other question I can ask, and will ask, this little frame thing here, what colour do I want to do that? I'll think about that. Now, so first port of call, let's get our colours. And so we have black and glossy black. Now, dark grey is our next port of call. Do I have that out currently? No. These are all my metallics. I'm thinking, actually, boom, this will come into play. The great part about acrylics is, of course, that they dry very quickly. And we've got some gunmetal grey. Where's our, is that? No, I didn't think that was. I'm looking for natural steel now, unless I've already got it out, which I do. Boom. Let me see. All right. And while I'm at it, I'll get a couple of things out for the our pilots here, because we can do a bit of work. Actually, before we do anything else, we'll get them prepped up so as we can do a bit of color matching, because we can do things like their gloves and their boots. So yeah, now next we'll go to this one. I have 4 boxes of paints. Have I become a little excessive in my collecting of them? Possibly. But there are significant differences in all the colours. Trust me on this. Now, I would like many things. But first, let's start with, that's woods, browns. I want a uniform sort of a brown here. That's English uniform brown. Kind of a khaki brown. It's not quite the colour I'm looking for. Brown sand. There's a certain brown that the US uniforms seem to have, so I'm just trying to see if I can find a good replication of. That's not bad. This will be for their trousers. Bearing in mind, you actually don't need to be too exacting with this sort of shit. Now, while I'm here, leather brown for their caps. They do have life jackets, do they? Of course they do. What self-respect in... and we'll need ivory and flesh. Flesh. Ich habe zwei Fleisch. Hey, Hugo, how you doing? Now, I think I do prefer that one. Actually, I prefer that one. Now, anything else I want to get out? Yes, actually there is. Let's see, where are my transparent colours? No, we'll worry about those sorts of finer details later. Now, yeah, I'm good, man. Just doing some early stuff on the C-47. I had a couple of things happen on the... I was just checking how a couple of things would fit on the Corolla, and they didn't fit well, and it made me grumpy, and I don't want to deal with it right now, so I figured I'd get onto something new, just for a change of pace, being the C-47, and I'll deal with the Corolla issues off camera, because I just couldn't be bothered right now. I don't want to get all grumpy while I'm streaming, if you follow me. Now, where did I put my files? Dearie me. Dearie me. Here they are. When my mum died, I inherited quite a hefty amount of different... The file I'm looking is clearly already out. Looking for is clearly already out. Nice one, big boy. This is why you should put your toys away, Rob. Yuts. The worst case scenario. Oh, here it is. Boom. Now, what I want to get rid of is, just zoom in, that little seam. To the best of my knowledge, human beings don't have seams on them. Certainly I don't. Now, in this circumstance, what I'm going to do as well, I have a cunning plan, kids. Trim that off because, well, that way we can... Done properly, there's quite an art to doing a pilot. And done properly, you can really add quite a lot to your build. Because what you get is people looking and going, oh wow, you've even done. And as such, it's a worthwhile cause. There we go. A bit further down on his legs. There we go. A bit on here. Oops, the days. bit more on the boot. There we go. What we have. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I'm doing a C-47 for. There we go. So you can see the seams are gone. And what we're going to do next is zoom out for a moment. We are going to get a bit of blue tack and actually wait. Yeah, that is blue tack, but it's about as sticky as it's just not going to fly, man. Although blue tack's not exactly a aviation thing, is it now? So we're going to go and go splitch. That's what we're going to do. We're going to splitch. We're going to raise that up just a little. There we go. And because, let's face it, that part of his back and his butt are going to be, so I can actually be, that's how I want him, going to be on the seat. So I want as much as possible to be able to get to things like those areas that will be visible. Those that are not can be used to, there we go. Yep, and you're fairly stable with that. Maybe just pull that down a bit there. There we go. So there's that one. Yeah, I'm doing the C-47 for D-Day, which is up in a few months. But I'm figuring, because I've still got a few other projects I need to finish. Now it's as good a time as any to get a start, because it will take a while. Although I might be surprised, because the amount of detailing in a transport is unsurprisingly not that great. It's not like there's bombs. It's not like it's a 2-engined aircraft, so it's fairly small in comparison to the big 4-engined heavies that I've been doing lately. In fact, here we go. The thing I might also want to consider here. Do I want to go between the legs? Just a little, maybe. Ooh, maybe not. Oh, yeah. There we go, almost. All right, a bit more there. There we go. And now, a bit on top of the noggin. Side of the head. Shoulder. There we go. Right. So, that's him fairly well cleaned up. Just a bit more of that arm, actually. So that we don't have aircrew with seams on them. Now, let me just check something. Do I want to do this guy's legs? Yeah, I'll just very quickly. There we go. Right. Tally-ho. Now, next. Similar sort of a setup. Boom. Now, here's a question. Not an important question. It's a question. Do I wish to go glossy black or flat black for the air cruise boots. And yes, you may well postulate or question how much trouble or how much of a decision is that, one black or the other. I mean, really now. And yet, here I am. Now, okay, we're good to go. All right. Now, the reason that is a question is purely because, and in fact, no, I won't do those here. Now, it's the glossy black. I'll do them when I try and do the rims around that, and for the flat black, conversely. Now, actually, and yep, okay. I'm sort of inclined to go flat blacks more if they'd been through a bit of wear and tear, which you'd figure they would have been. But glossy black sort of makes it look a bit more showy for uniforms and stuff. But I think I'll go flat. So, that being the case, yeah, it's a bit of a options thing. Now, glossy black would you'd think they'd be polishing their boots and stuff, and I'm wondering if that's necessarily how. I suppose, but they are in the military, aren't they? They'll bust their chops for this shit. Yes, you might be right on the glossy black front. Anyway, I'm shaking glossy black at the moment because I want to put it on the dash. Okay. Time for a bit of Spanish, kids. Glossy black, negro brillante. Badly mispronounced by my good self, but there you have it. Now, let us get this mouthful of coffee because I'm going to be needing that. Ooh, that's the ticket. Now, let us delete. Get a bit. Alrighty. Now, we're going to want a nice sharp brush for this. Oh, yeah, that's the shit. Yeah. Goggles on. Now, we're going to start with doing this one. There's that one. I'm going to have my hand. Just check that so I can make sure you see what I'm doing. That's probably a better angle. All right. Now, what I want to do, very carefully, just around the edges here. Now, as I said, if I go a bit too far with the edge of the That's okay, because that way I can just tidy that up. When I do the backboard. Yeah. Now, next, oops, a daisy. Got very clumsy there. Again, that's okay. I can fix and will. Now, a bit disappointed about that, but as I said, it's an easy fix. Next. Not quite. There we go. The idea here will be that it's going to create a bit more highlight again on the dials, which will be dark grey. And I'll show the rims of the dials is the premise. Hey-yo. You'll excuse me if I'm not reading the chat board so well at the moment. I'm just concentrating. Oops, that's okay. Oh, no, it's not. Way too much paint on the brush. But what I can do is utilize that to come up around there. Oops, that's very messy there. Around there. That's okay. Hang on. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I probably wouldn't use the decal anyway. It's just not the way I roll. Hang on, I'll have a look. Yep. Actually, no, it does not. Ha! It genuinely doesn't. I'm not just saying that. So it's up to you as to how much detail you want to go. Wow. That's the first time I've ever seen that. I'm not saying I'm unhappy for it, but that's you have to say it's a bit surprising. Normally there is. Wow. So in that case, I feel completely vindicated in going this hard on it. It's not just, I can, yeah, there is no other way. All right, now. Ooh. Dear, oh dear. We're getting there. We're almost at the halfway point for this. Then I will indeed use glossy black on the boots and gloves. Then I'll probably do a bit more work on... we'll see. See how long this takes, because by then a lot of this will be dry. In fact, it will probably all be dry, which will mean that we can get on to the flat black, perhaps, the backboard. And at that point, we can probably consider, he's going to be wide with that one, getting this all done. I'm going to clean that brush, freshen up the tip. I would say we've got a pretty fair crack at getting this dash done today. See how we go for the pilots as well. Depends a bit on a few things. And what's the time now? Oh yeah. Maybe not. But at least it'll be a good start. If I can get a good, if I got a good solid start on these things, I might finish them off tomorrow while I'm doing a couple of other things off camera. I've got a lot of airbrushing I need to do. But so much so that I wish to do just a colour a day. A colour a day keeps the doctor away. No, that's not right. Anyway. once I've got this sort of like these edges done, I'll zoom in so you can sort of see how we're traveling. All right. Oops. Bit clumsy there. Actually, to some extent, you'll be able to see how we're traveling if I just go like that. Come on. You can start to see that, yeah, I mean, yes, there are some tidy ups required, but how that's going to give us the edges, and then we'll, yeah. Now, inside those black edges that we've created, we can put different colors. It doesn't just have to be dark grey. We can go for a bit of, well, a couple of them we'll put a bit anyway. Maybe a green, maybe a yellow. Options, I tell you, people. Options. And I've got a range of transparent colours, so it's always good. Now, where were we? Here we were. Alrighty, let's do this. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. Happy with that. I've worked out what colour I'm going to use for the frame there. That's a bit down the track yet. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Now, come here. Almost there. That one's not so nice. Never mind. As I said before, I can always tidy up. It's more about getting fairly close with this to highlight all our little gauges and stuff. Doing the backboard will cover up most of the errors on this. Alrighty. And 4 more across the top, and we're done. Then I'll zoom you in. And then we've got a few options as to where we can go with this. Dear me. Oh, I've got something on the bloody end of the brush. That's not helpful. When you're wanting fine detailing, that's the last thing you need. Okay. 2 more. Then I'll zoom in. Last one. Actually, I need to be... Can't be on here past 11:30. I'm waiting a phone call after that from my doctor. I don't want to just have to jump off stream to do so. Now, what I've done thus far here. Okay, you can see I've been a bit clumsy. But what we're going to be doing, actually I might just, give me a moment. That one there, I think it is. Yeah. Just a little more. What we've achieved there, what the idea is, that we've now got the edges of our gauges done. Now where I've been clumsy and it's gone inside the gauge, the colour on the inside will cover that. Where it's gone outside onto the backboard, the flat black will cover that. So that's all good in the hood. But there we are thus far. All right, goggles off for a moment. Oh, I tell you, they are, I mean, they're not uncomfortable, but they're not something you would wear for fun. Now, yeah, gloss black for the boots and gloves, I would suggest, on our pilots. Now, you know what's going to happen with the, when I put the matte black on the, pardon me, this is the first time I've tried the two-tone black thing against each other on the dashboard. I have a bad feeling I'm probably going to look at it afterwards and go, and gee, what was the point of that? We shall see. I might look at it and go, oh, that's a bit special. We'll find out. Hang on a moment. Yep. Oh, You see a happy face, do you? That's no bad thing. Now, a mouthful of coffee, and then we shall do our boots and gloves. Ooh. That's the stuff. Now, Italeri. Rip. Here's a smiley face for you. Hello. Well, these are rather well done, I've got to say. In as much as very I should be going lower than that. That's okay. What I did there by mistake, I should be leaving an area where there would be a bit of wool on the boots for flying. Because it would get rather chilly up there. Well, potentially. I have a feeling I'm about to get a knock on the door. I could be wrong, but I'm sort of waiting for a delivery, which might arrive today. Not quite sure. If it does, we could. There'd be an opportunity for me to show some stuff off. It would, if it's hasn't happened. Knock on the door hasn't happened, so I'd say it isn't the stuff for me. But it's about 4 kits I've got in there for on its way. So if you want to just get into, there we go. He's got a boot. Let's do his other one. And then his glove, shall we? Oh, my housemate's trying a little slow lingering death by coughing. Dear me. Well, I don't know if you can hear him on the mic, but yeah, dear oh dear, Governor. Yeah, I think glossy black's going to come up quite nicely on that. Yeah, good one. All right. Boots. Now gloves. Then I'll give you a bit of a zoom in. And then, how to deal with that? Right, so we'd go into there. Into there we go. One glove. Dear oh dear. It's been a while since I did these. But hey, I'm rather enjoying doing this. Now, other glove. Into there. And there. All right. Oh, hello, Scott. How you doing, buddy? Now, there's our boots and gloves for this chappie. Now we get his other mate. We do his boots, which, unsurprisingly, are identical. Alrighty. Now into here. If any of you guys want to come on the stream with me, just let me know. I'll flick the link up. But I should also warn you that I'm a bit inattentive at the moment as I'm concentrating on these boots. There we go. Let me just do the I'm just going to do this guy's boot, other boot that is, and gloves, and then I'm going to check the chat boards, guys, because I have been, in my mind's a bit focused on this. And whilst it is, I might as well finish these off. Then I would say you could do the backboard on the dash of the C-47 itself. Dearie me. There we go. Yeah, there's his boots. Just a little bit there, perhaps. Dear, oh dear. There we go. There we go. Now there's his boots. Now, just his gloves, which are pretty quick, based on our previous ones. There we go. Into there. Whew. And finally, last of the glossy black. Down here. And in there. Boom. So yeah. So our two pilots are now with their boots and gloves, goggles off, clean brush, and I'm going to read the chat board. So excuse me a moment, guys. Then I'll get on to it. Delay. Now, yeah, I reckon the dash will be ready for the flat black. Now, zoom. Hello. Radio. Thanks, Scott. Oh, hey, Jeff. How you doing? Yeah, that's a bit trickier. I can make small differentials to the uniform and stuff. That's not that hard to do. One thing I could do, I actually have two different types of skin color here. Now, I could mix one with the other, because that's a bit... But yeah, that's a way I could address it, make one slightly darker. Making him a person of color probably wouldn't work, because that, of course, they're only in the Tuskegee Airmen. Anyway, straight black. Now, so what we're going to do here is... There we go. Just probably shake that up a bit more. Something else I could consider with the, if I wanted to make a slight difference between the pilots, would be a slightly different brown in the trousers on each of them. Yeah, little things, just to show a bit more weathering in different uniform. Because they had the same uniforms, they weren't necessarily identical when they're actually out and about, because they'd be in different states of weathered and things like that. Now, that's why when you do competition in brass bands, and yes, I did used to once upon a time, they'll ping you for every slightly different shade of uniform. That's dead set. Bit too thick, but there's another one here I just saw a minute ago that I rather like the looks of. Give me a moment. Hang on. Let's bring the brushes over. I wouldn't be. Was it that one? No. No. Ooh. Aha. Like that one. Boom. Anyway, so what was I waffling about? Something I've forgotten now. Got distracted by getting a brush. Anyway, let's have a look and see if we can get the effect we're trying to create with this. So we've got our gloss black on. Now, so that's good to go. Oops. Oh no. Excuse me, guys. Just dropped the brush. Means I'll probably need to clean it. Come here, you. Oh, why, you little? Crying shame. It's irritating. Excuse me a moment, guys. But I think this is actually going to work by the looks of this early stage, as far as an effect. We shall find out soon. Now, here we go. Let's get back to it. I'll get some of that paint off. There we go. There we go. Oh, it is going to work. Cool. I'll show you what I mean once we've finished, obviously. Well, hopefully you'll see for yourself. But okay. So yep. Oh, okay. Now I'm looking at the time, and I'm thinking that once I get this backboard done, I may have to wind things up. But on the plus side, it looks like a lot of the effect that I was trying to create will work. Yep. It's very subtle, but it's there. Now, next, I need to come up. Oh, I need to thin that paint out a bit. Come straight up there and into there. once I've got this done, I'm going to zoom in. And hopefully you'll see why I've done it. Hopefully. There's a spot I need to tidy up. Next. Come down there. All right. Ooh. Now we'll do down the side there. By which I mean here. But this is starting to come up quite nicely, I think. And we're going to come around here. Come around here some more. Not sure if Tom Petty's alive anymore, but even if he was, he'd definitely still be turning in his grave. That was a pretty hard, yeah. Now, oops, into there, around there. Around. Now, I'm going to move that around that way. We're going to come, we're going to go, oops. All right. Just received a text from the people who I thought I heard making a delivery. I don't think it will arrive today after all. Never mind. All right. Once I've gotten this outside area done, just that little square in there. Which, mind you, contains some of the trickiest areas to work with. All right. Let's have a quick look at the few other spots that are left in there. And then, oops, yeah, I may have to wind the stream up, but first, let us next. All right. Yeah, nice. All righty, give me a moment. We're almost there, peeps. We'll come. Oops, that's a lot more paint than I wanted. Up there. All right. Up into there. All right. Now I need to go around a few other bits, such as into there. Oops. Been a bit clumsy, but that's okay. There. Final area being now. Looky that. And putting the gloss bits on first has worked, I think, to create the effect I'm after. As I said, I'll zoom in due course, and you can decide on that one for yourself. Bit of a patience tester, though, I'll tell you that. After this, it gets I'm not doing it immediately. After this, it gets a whole lot easier. It just comes down to dot here, dot there. here. Oops. Almost done. And finally, a little bit there. And around here. All right. Give me a moment. All right. Goggles off. Clean brush. Then I'll zoom you in. You can have a look at see, and hopefully, all being well. Hang on. Yeah, thank you. It's hopefully you'll see why I did the 2 shades of black on the dashboard. I think it'll come up really well. Give me a moment. Now, once I've shown you this, I'm going to have to scooch off, I'm afraid. But now, I'll just get this out of the way so I don't put my arm in it. Now, bearing in mind, I've still got to do the interiors, and there are errors. So those interior areas are going to be dark grey. That'll give us a bit more clarity there. I'm going to be I've got some black on the frame there. Now that's going to be a different color again. And I'll probably put a couple of other colors on as well, but that's the state of play at the moment. It is, but you can also see that there is a different color around the edges of the gauges than on the backboard. So when I put the colors in the middle, some of which, yes, are a bit clumsy, but yeah, whatever, it'll highlight them that bit more nicely. That's the plan. Alrighty. Zoom right out. That's me done for today. Alright, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Now, over the next few days, it's Wednesday here in Australia, and I've got quite, as I mentioned earlier, quite a lot of airbrushing I want to do. I'm at the point of an airbrush a day keeps the doctor away, because I've got a shitload to do, in fact, and so much so that what I'm going to look at doing is today I'm just going to do the interior green on the C-47. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing its exterior coats along with the B-17's exterior coats and so forth and yada, yada, yada. And that may even result in the C-47 being done really quickly. We'll see how that rolls. Now, any first-time viewers out there, magic button, follow, like, subscribe. Very simple. If you'd like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord, and Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. Follow, like, or subscribe. If you haven't worked out, but that's what I was going to suggest. You're not paying much attention, really. Alrighty. Now, tomorrow. Okay, here we go. I want to get we can continue with this and maybe some work on the B-17 detailing and assembly, depending on variable factors. Something of that ilk is what is going to go on. It'll be C-47 or B-17. I'm going to finish the car off the stream because I'm grumpy. Grumpy. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, I'm very busy. So I've got to do interior green. Then I've got to do Boeing grey on the C-47 and B-17. I've got to do the khaki green color I've got for their main coats. The B-17 then requires some darker green, which the C-47 doesn't have. I've also got to do Russian blue grey or Soviet blue grey, ocean grey, and red on the Lavochkin. So all up, I've got 7 different colors I'm going to work with. So busy. However, I've got to do a color a day, as I said. By this time next week, I'll actually be really well positioned to get a whole stack of shit done in pretty quick order, actually, which would be cool. I'd kind of like that, you know. All right. Further which, by the way, there's also a whole stack of other airbrushing I can consider, but that's a whole other story. Again. Alrighty, peeps. Again, that is me done. I'll be back tomorrow. I'd expect probably a similar sort. Now, tomorrow, actually, tricksy. Got to play that one a bit by ear. I'm expecting, well, sometime in the morning, I've got someone coming around to do some bandaging on my legs. And I'm not quite sure what time that is. So they'll ring me in the morning to let me know. So what, depending on various factors, may affect whether I start later or earlier, and how long I'm on for, and all these sorts of things. However, at the end of the day, I will be back tomorrow at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. Hopefully I'll catch you guys then. Yep, see you, Dale.